Alright, we're back on the grind to become the most confident person in the world. So, tip number 7, be interested in the other person. Ask sincere questions and genuinely try to get the person you talk to. This signals that you're friendly. In my personal experience, people come off as more confident when they care about others. On the other hand, nervous people tend to be too self focused in social settings and not able to care about others. I'm a little confused about this first sentence. It says there's like a kind of an inaccuracy. I think it's trying to say ask sincere questions and genuinely try to get to know the person you talk to. So like, yeah, they made an inaccuracy. Anyway, it says that people come off as more confident when they care about others. And I guess this makes sense. Like, what a reason why you'd be nervous around other people. Yeah, this reminds me of like the show Friends. Like Joey's like this guy who sleeps around with a lot of these women, and like when when it actually comes time to like have a serious conversation with these women instead of like sleeping around, like he can't do it because like he really can't talk to these women that he slept with once and never talked to again. And so like if you were like this guy who never played these women, then or like I guess someone who didn't watch porn and stuff. If you were a guy who didn't watch porn and didn't play these women, then you'd you'd have nothing to be nervous about. And if you like built up this history of like where you were like who were like this guy who like provided for these women and like made good conversation and didn't play these women, then that would show that you care about these people. And according to this study, when you care about other people, you become more confident. All right, tip number 8, look at people's feet and eyes to know if they want to talk to you. Look at the direction of people's feet and gaze if you're worried that they might not want to talk to you. If they look at you and point their feet toward you and add to the conversation, you can be confident that they want to continue talking. If they point their feet away from you or look away from you and stop adding to the conversation, it's a signal that they want to wrap up. So like this got me thinking about like myself, like if I'm not pointing my feet towards people, if I'm not looking at people, and if I'm not adding to the conversation, then how do they know that I'm interested in what they're saying? So like their advice on how to be more confident is like I guess like talking to people who want to talk to you, because people who want to talk to you are going to give you this positive feedback that makes you more confident. And also, if you're interested in what someone's saying, then you should show it through your body language. Like facing towards them, looking at them, and adding to the conversation. And tip number 9, be comfortable with opening up and sharing about yourself. Go back and forth between asking about the other person and sharing things about yourself. People prefer a balance between sharing and learning about someone else. And they provided an example here. What was it like to visit Germany? It was nice, but I prefer France. How come? I love the food and culture there. I love the food culture there and how everyone seems so culturally aware. I see. I was in Europe many years ago and visited Italy, and I was blown away by the food there as well. So, so I think that this is more about like being okay with being different from other people. Like in this example, they're talking about how they have different preferences on like which countries to visit. And I guess like a big part about opening up with people is like being okay with being different from them and sharing your authentic self even when it's really different from them. Next tip 10. Don't take responsibility for awkward silence. Remember that the other person is trying to come up with things to say just as much as you are. They don't wait for you to take responsibility or think you're awkward. They might even think you're waiting for them to come up with something smart to say. Knowing this can help take the pressure off. So this got me thinking about this time I was at Forest Lake and like I didn't even want to buy anything at EB Games, but I still pushed myself to go in and talk to the staff member, and I was asking about Xbox Series S, and I just asked like a really simple question like how much the Xbox Series S costed, and she said $500 for a new one and $428 for the pre-owned one. And then there was this silence that I felt was long enough to be a little awkward, and I broke the silence by coming up with another question. I was like, so this pre-owned Xbox Series S is a refurbished console, and they went into like detail about what happens with pre-owned consoles. They get sent back to a manufacturer, and the manufacturer like fixes it and cleans it and sends it back to the retailer to get resold. And so this is just a really simple example of how to keep a conversation going. Just elaborate on the first question, and I guess what could make me more confident is like not taking like all the responsibility for like an awkward silence, because Because, like, if there's an awkward silence, then you're both responsible for not really knowing anything immediate to, like, elaborate on. And so, basically, what I got from this tip is, like, keep the conversation going, and there's going to be awkward silences even when you're, like, making an effort to eliminate these awkward silences. There's still going to be awkward silences, and you need to maintain confidence and not let this awkward silence, like, make you, like, talk down on yourself for starting the interaction. Tip 11, be comfortable with silences. Don't try to fill all silences. Confident people are okay with silence once in a while. Be calm and don't stress about coming up with something to say. If you show calm, the other person will feel calm and the silence won't be awkward, but relaxing. And this tip got me thinking about, like, some of this other self-help advice I heard. Like, they say that if you're truly friends with someone, then no silence is ever gonna feel awkward. And so I guess what I get from this is that you should become friends with these people that where you're okay with silence, because it says people are okay with silence. Confident people are okay with silence. So, like, I guess this means that no amount of silence is gonna make a confident person feel insecure. So I guess never feel uncomfortable because of silence, no matter what the situation is. So, tip number 12, go back to previous topics. Feel free to go back to anything you talked about before in a conversation. So that's why I don't like potatoes. Oh, okay. By the way, you mentioned that you started writing poems again. Another reason a conversation dies out is that the other person might want to end it. So they give a really good example of, like, how to eliminate awkward silences. You go back to previous topics. And, like, that's kind of like what I do in this on this channel, you know. When I feel like I hit a dead end, I kind of go back to, maybe I've like gone on this tangent, and then when I feel like the tangent has hit a dead end, I go back to the main topic. And that's definitely a good way to eliminate this awkward silence. And well, we still got some more tips to go, but I feel like that's good enough for the video. And I hope y'all learned something about being the greatest conversationalist ever and the most confident guy. And I'll talk to y'all soon in the next video. Goodbye.